Welcome back, guys, to a brand new video. Today we are here at Loretta Lynn's HomePlace.
Old store that you're standing in here. This old store built about 1910, a little over 100-year-old. Wasn't even no road up through here where you guys came up on the bikes, but nothing but a mule trail. You can kind of see that horse up on the bank. There was a few train tracks out here, 4 train tracks and a creek on the other side of the store. The porch even went out another 5 feet off the side of the store. It don't look big enough for all that now, does it?
No, sure don't.
And those train tracks would have went right up through here to the number 5 mines. Now, this number 5 mines is closed up and gone now, but there was a little road that kind of went along the hillside over top of the mines, just so people can kind of get up through there. But anyway, they closed this mines up in 1948, tore the coal table down in 1959, and took all the train tracks up in 1962. And it had forever changed this place after the coal mine closed. A lot of people had to pick up and leave out here to go find work, like in Indiana, Michigan, or Ohio, anywhere to find factory jobs. Those 3 places mainly because there were a lot more jobs because, you know, factories opening up. Nobody really wanted to go back to mining after they'd done that, and it closed up on them. But right here's the schoolhouse. You'll see up there as well. It'll be on the right if you pass the coal mine. This is Loretta's brother Herman. That's him when he was in the 2nd grade, and this was his wife, Patsy. And
Are they still living?
no, they're passed away and gone now. Herman passed away almost 4 years ago, July 28, 2018. But yeah, they were good people.
What's going on here?
I think that a child's climbing what they call a greasy pole, you know, where they have little get-togethers and these little festivals and things like that in town and stuff. I guess they put a dollar or something at the top of the pole and let the kids kind of climb the pole to try to get the dollar. But there were 5 of these coal mines. Each one of these coal mines are closed now and gone. But the number 5 mines is the one her dad worked at. Went with this old store here. Yeah, this old store was robbed October 15th, 1914 of $328 way back in the day.
That was big money back then.
Yeah. That'd be almost $2 grand in today's money. Chunk of change. Loretta's brother Herman had a band back years ago as well. That's him there.
Right here?
Yeah. This is him and his other band that he had. Midwestern All-Stars. He played bass in that other band there. And this here is the family. This is Loretta Lynn. That's Betty. That's Clara. Crystal Gale. Peggy Sue Wright. That's Herman, the one that owns this old store. And Don and Tommy Butcher. And this is J. Lee Webb and Melvin Jr.
So wild. This is the house here, ain't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah. This girl here is Hermalee. This is Herman's daughter. She'll be the one up there doing the tour for y'all.
Is that her niece?
Yeah, it's Loretta's niece. Yeah. That's Herman's daughter that owned this store here. There's the most recent picture of him before he passed away, Herman.
I think he was doing the tour when Mama came here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. That'd been years ago. I guess this is the mining tools they use, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You can kind of see some of their pictures there better. They were 4 of the kids out of the 8 that actually made it famous from this old home place up here in this town. You have Loretta Lynn, J. Lee Webb, Peggy Sue Wright, and Crystal Gale. That's pretty good odds, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Out of 8 kids, that's 50% of them.
Yeah, I love that movie, Coal Miner's Daughter.
Yeah.
I always listen to her music too when I'm driving down the road. Don't get no better than that.
No, that's for sure.
They sure don't make music like they used to.
No. Yeah, this old store used to be a company store. right here where we're walking used to be an elevator. Used to be here downstairs and upstairs. They sold feed plows and tools downstairs, and all your food was sold in the middle. And upstairs they sold furniture and clothing and so on. You know. But they've taken the elevator out of here long time ago.
So this is that's her dress, right?
Yeah.
Loretta Lynn's dress.
Loretta made that and wore it in the early 60s.
Oh, she made this?
Mm-hmm. That's what I've always been told. And this one up here, her dressmaker has made it, Tim Cobb. He made it, she wore it in 2002, Country Music Living Legends. A lot of old stuff up there, aren't there?
Yeah, it is.
Real cool stuff.
Old squeeze
These old
box.
typewriters.
Right here. Yeah, old typewriters, radio. This is a squeeze box here. The Ringley Barn and Bailey Circus brought us that in here. They used that in the late 1800s in their circus, yeah. It's pretty needed. Everybody, you know, kind of brings us things in, but Loretta's brother Herman collected a lot of this stuff. And then one of his daughters also, Madonna, she's passed away now, but Madonna used to run the store and she collected a lot of stuff too.
You took done his job first. I had this money back there.
So we're here at the school. This is where Loretta went to school. But now I think it may be a church. Used to be a church after the school. Oh. Or this is a school, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I know you guys can't really see that too good, but this is where Loretta used to go to school. Her and her siblings, and so crazy.
One room schoolhouse.
So today, class, we're going to. Well, you do, sit down. Go to the principal's office. Go to the principal now. Outside. Recess time. We're here at Loretta Lynn's home place where she grew up at. And right here is what you call an outhouse.
I used the Loretta Lynn's outhouse.
Clyde just used her outhouse. So Loretta Lynn, if you're watching, make him pay. No. But anyways, so an outhouse is a toilet outside because they didn't have toilets inside of their homes back then. And this is what you got. So you'd walk middle of the night whenever you had to use the restroom, you would come here, and as you could see, you would use the restroom. And I guess this right here used to be the barn where they kept their horses and things. I'm assuming, I'm not for sure, but I know things change over time, and I know this place probably doesn't look the same as it did back then when Loretta Lynn was young. Her house is right over here. We're going to go over as soon as these people leave to see if we can't do a video on the inside. But Loretta Lynn's niece is the one that does the tours. It used to be her brother, but he passed away like 4 years ago. So, yeah. So peaceful up here. I'm pretty sure this right here is probably used to be garden. It's because back in the day, you know, people didn't go to the grocery store. They didn't go out to eat. They didn't do none of that. They growed their own food. And I know that's how my family was.
Oh, really? Because if it weren't for him, this house wouldn't be standing today.
Okay.
This house was originally built in the late 1800s.
Yes.
By an uncle of theirs. His name was John Red Butcher. My grandparents moved in this house around 1934, and they lived here a little over 20 years. Before they left here, they moved to Wabash, Indiana in the mid-50s. And the reason they left is the mines had shut down. There was no work here, you know. Right. But my grandparents never ever sold this house. They always kept ownership of it. I said, I think my grandma always planned on coming back someday, you know. Well, my dad bought the grocery store down there. That was the old company store. It was Coal Camp Community.
Yeah.
In 75. The movie came out in 1980. So we were living here in Van Lear, reused.
Really good.
So I said, I give my dad a hand here, because if it weren't for him, this house wouldn't be standing today. So come on in and go to the room here to the left. Oh. Breath that counted. Bloody breath.
That's it.
Hermaline. It's all one word.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'll see what she's talking about. People writing all over everything. No respect for nothing.
It really is.
Oh. I do make some references to the movie. Has everybody seen the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. You remember the scene when Doolittle was trying to ask for Loretta's hand in marriage?
Yes.
He went to my grandpa, and my grandpa sends him to grandma, and grandma sends him to grandpa, and they go back and forth. Loretta finally stops him and says, "Oh, dude, just sit down here and wait until they go to bed. That's the only time you're going to catch them together."
That's exactly right.
Well, this is their bed. This is their bedroom. So this is where he had to come catch them together. I said my grandparents didn't want to give him permission to marry her. She was too young.
Yeah.
He was too wild.
Yep.
My dad actually told me this bedroom furniture has never left this house. It has been here all these years. Yeah. Now my grandparents did not keep a swing in their bedroom. I know they had 8 kids, but that is the swing that they used on the front porch.
Okay.
The reason it's still in one piece is it was stuck upstairs in a closet when they left here, moved to Indiana. And it stayed upstairs in that closet till about 15 years ago. Somebody brought Dad this picture of my grandma and grandpa sitting on the swing.
It wasn't there when it was the first time.
And so Dad thought, well, maybe people would like to see it. So that's the reason. I said, but if truth be told about it, I think he was surprised it was still there. Because when he told me about it, he said, you know, it was sitting on its end in the corner of the closet, right where I left it, 50-some years before. That kind of stuff just blows my mind.
Right.
You see this old radio? That is the radio that they used to listen to the Opry on. Now, it was originally battery operated.
Yeah, I remember the battery.
They had no electricity here.
Battery.
Dad said they'd only play it about once a week because those batteries were expensive.
Right.
And he said, but when they did, he said, everybody in the holler would gather to come listen. But you got to remember, too, it was wartime when they were growing up.
Yes.
You know, so they were listening to the news a lot to catch up on what was going on.
Let's see.
And please note, I said played on and not played. That guitar actually belonged to their Uncle Carmen. He was my grandpa's brother. And he lived in a house, that's a picture of him right there. He lived in a house that sat down here above where the old barn is now.
Yeah.
It was the grandparents' home place where he lived. And my dad says, I can say Loretta played on that guitar because Uncle Carmen let all us kids play on it.
How old do you think it is?
Oh, I don't know, but look at the neck.
Yeah.
Old.
Oh, yeah.
It's old. It's old.
It's old.
I always point out these pictures over here because this is Loretta's grandparents and great-grandparents. This is her grandfather, Alex Webb. Her grandmother, Amanda Butcher Webb. We're in Butcher Holler. So that's where the Butchers come into our family tree. The fellow that built this house, his name was John Red Butcher. So that was probably her brother. This is Alex's parents down here. His daddy's name was William Bidwell. Sarah Blair Ramey was her grandma. And this is Nathaniel's parents over here. Now they did not live here in Butcher Holler. They lived all the way over around the other side of Johnson County. Well, I know that doesn't sound like a far ways, but back then it was a long way off.
Of course, you had to walk it.
There was no roads.
We had to walk it.
There was no roads up through here. Remember in the movie?
Yeah.
Doolittle told Loretta he was going to drive his Jeep up here to see her, and she said, "You'll never get that thing up the hall." He showed her though. He drove it up the creek bed. Came out of the creek right down here and came up on this side of the house. Now 4 years ago I had a relative here. She stopped me when I was talking about that. She said, "Hermely." She said, "My mommy grew up in this hall." Yes, they could, but showing the kids were running saying, "Strangers are coming, strangers are coming." Her mommy was probably one of those strange kids, you know. But I said, "You know what? You want to know what I think? I think the adults were saying, revenues."
Yeah.
Everybody watch your step as you're coming into the kitchen here. Now this is our smallest room, so a couple of you may have to stand here and a couple of you may have to move on into the dining room.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
Had someone over come by eat. Frozen.
Oh, you think maybe that's what it
Maybe
is?
that's what it was.
Maybe that's what.
Here were Grandma's. There's a butter churn right there. Grandma made her butter with that churn. These tubs right here, Dad said Grandma made her lye soap in these. And this was Grandma's cook stove. Dad said it wasn't her first one, but she did use it while they lived here. But I'm going to tell you all something right now. You see this right here?
Moonshine stick.
It did not belong to my grandpa.
No.
That's my story.
Stick to it.
It gives a good segue though to this picture.
That's awesome.
If you remember in the movie, there was a moonshiner who tried to recruit Doolittle into helping him sell his moonshine. His name was Lee Dollarhide. Well, he gets killed.
Yep.
This is a picture of Lee Dollarhide right here.
Wow.
And
Awesome.
Dad said the way they depicted that in the movie was exactly the way he remembered it happening, because when he came up missing, they sent a search party out. And Doolittle was in that search party. And when they brought his body back out of the hills, it was draped over a mule, and they brought it right by the front porch here. Just right
Like
here.
the movie.
My dad said he had such a vivid memory of it because, oh, that pan feels so good.
Don't it?
Yeah.
It's getting so hot outside. It's pretty cool.
That's too cool.
The only furniture that would have been in here when they lived here would have been the table and maybe a sideboard. Bought it secondhand.
Oh,
So it was old when they got it. Military saddle, it's called a McClellan. That saddle originally belonged to Doolittle, Loretta's husband. You remember when Grandpa gave Doo permission to marry Loretta, he said, "Promise me two things."
Right. Don't you ever hit her.
Don't ever
And don't take her far away from home.
They're hanging there on the wall until she got this wash machine. That's like, she kept this washer and this little enamel top table right here. Who was it they called for?
Your mom's be so impressed.
You see that opening there? Okay,
Yes.
look ahead a little bit and up,
okay.
and you'll see another opening, unless all the leaves are grown out. But that opening is where they brought the coal out of the mine and loaded it into the railroad cars from there.
Okay, thank you.
Loretta all had songs in the top 10 Billboard charts at the same time.
There wasn't nowhere there as good. Huh?
And we actually
So that was the tour of the house. We're gonna go down to the store now. I think it just lightning, didn't it? Well, I might get to fly my drone, might not. It's gonna come.
Looking sketchy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hurry up and fly my drone before it starts raining.
I saw the ending before the movie was done. I got thick skin because I've been burned before. I got baggage that you don't know of. Learn the hard way not to trust anyone. I'm not letting anyone get too close. I'm a wild one, I'm alright, love on my
here it is, guys.
Man, can get back in there.
Yeah, we're gonna try to sneak back in there quick, so we'll talk to you when we get in. So we're here in the mines. So right here used to be the beams. As you can see, there's some beams. They had a conveyor belt where the coal would come out of the mountain.
Oh yeah. All natural rock.
You got your beams. Right there's all your beams.
Never been inside that mine yet. I'm usually scared of it.
Well, the top looks good.
We're under the mountain, y'all. Pray first.
Hopefully it don't fall in.
For real, for real.
You know this is going on my YouTube channel. We're doing the really exploring roof boats. This is crazy.
Craziest thing I've ever done.
Don't ever come down in here, people.
No, don't do it.
Here I am telling you not to do it, but I'm doing it. But literally, this is really dangerous. Really dangerous. No tire.
Oh, they got it bolted up right there.
Huh?
Hopefully it's gonna hold much.
See the?
Top
I know you can't see it, but that plate, it could fall. Yeah, the top's already fell right there. If you guys can see, the top has caved in from here.
And there's the opening of the whole mine. And there's where it really got deep. How deep do you think we are right now?
Not too deep.
Look at all that crystal, like shiny stuff. What is that, you reckon?
I don't know.
You see it glittering?
I bet right here's that conveyor belt because it looks like a belt, an old belt.
Yeah. Good. I'm getting sketched out.
Looks like there's one beam right there. There's people being right here. You can see the slave marks from them. See? We got a roof boat right there. So we're probably about 100 feet in.
Oh, right there's the... Holy cow. I wish we had a good spotlight. Look right there. I bet it drops down.
Oh yeah. You know.
Yeah, look at it. It drops long down. Oh, moly. Hey, look at them big beams that fell. Look above us.
Mm-hmm. It just keeps going.
Where are we going?
So it's untelling how far it goes. So we're going to turn around and go back out to that little hole. We gotta get out of here because this is not safe being here.
At all.
But me and Clyde, Van Lear Coal Mines.
We
Right?
conquered. Oh, that I can't see it. I got that wrong. RC Cola, probably. Looks like a Coca-Cola red can.
It's crazy. So we just ventured in the Van Lear Coal Mine.
Oh.